Greetings, lovely citizens. 4.0 patch brings us a lot of smaller and bigger changes to many ships. Once PTU will be available for all players, I will definitely test many of them. But by going to the ship viewer page, we can see a lot of interesting things right now. Today, I will focus on the changes that interested me the most. We will start with Drake Corsair, one of my favorite ships in the verse, and I am very happy that there have been positive changes to this beautiful creation. Let's go. Alright, here we are on spviewer.eu page. This is Drake Corsair in 4.1, and some stuff is a little bit messed up in ship viewer. Let me change all of these guns for attritions because I want to compare it with other ship and with Drake Corsair in 4.0.2. So the pilot have control on all 4 front guns, but these guns are not anymore size 5, they are size 4. But on the wing we have another 2 size 5 hardpoints. Here we have another page with Drake Corsair, but in 4.0.2. And to be accurate, I will change it also to the attritions. Let's do it quickly. Okay, everything is ready, but as we see in 4.0.2, pilot DPS is looking weird, is definitely too much. It's not 10,000 burst damage, because ship viewer and aircool.games also is showing you DPS for all frontal guns, but in 4.0.2, 2 of size 5 guns are not available for pilot. So we just leave empty these 2 slots. And now we see the accurate DPS and burst DPS for Drake Corsair in 4.0.2. We have 4,200 sustained DPS and 6,300 burst DPS. If we compare it to the 4.1 Corsair, we have much more, 5.3 sustained and 8.6 burst. This is huge advantage if we're talking about pilot DPS. Co-pilot have no longer option to use 2 of the frontal guns, but still have option to use remote turret. So it's like before 4.0 branch, but with little bit smaller guns on the nose. And in my opinion, this is very good change. I don't think anyone was flying in Corsair with co-pilot to have all of these guns available. It's better to take 2 Corsairs anyway to the battle. And to be honest, Drake Corsair is so big and so slow that is good only for PvE contracts, not for PvP, unless you are a pirate and you have some crew to operate smaller fighters. Now we can compare it, this DPS and, to be honest, other stats of Drake Corsair in 4.1 with Constellation Taurus also in 4.1. I want to change also this size 5 Galderines for attrition 5. Here we go, and as we see, a Constellation Taurus have 5.3 sustained DPS and 7.8 burst DPS. Little bit less, than Drake Corsair. But of course, Constellation series have more HP, have more cargo storage, so still it's very good choice for solo pilot to do some missions, to do some cargo running and so on and so forth. Drake Corsair have little bit less HP, little bit more DPS, flight performance is pretty the same as Connie, we have less cargo capacity, so I think it's a good balance. Drake Corsair is also little bit cheaper, only 6.5 millions if we want to buy this ship in New Deal, and I highly recommend to do it if you want to have Drake Corsair. Right now, making 6 millions is not a big deal, even for solo player, and Connie Taurus is for 8 millions, probably mainly because much bigger cargo storage. I don't see any other changes to Drake Corsair in a new PTU patch, but still I think it's a great thing. Corsair is good enough for solo pilot. Again, please tell me in the comment, what do you think about this change? Maybe someone like to have co-pilot and shoot your enemies with 4 size 5 guns and another 2 size 4 guns. But for me as a solo player, this new change is much better. But we have a little bit problem if we're talking about these guns, because we have 2 size 5 hard points on the wings, and these wings are vulnerable and you can lose these big guns very easily if you are not careful enough, so take it on the consideration. If you don't like it, better to use Constellation series, because these size 5 guns are more secured than size 5 guns on Corsair's little wings. Okay, let's check out another ship. Anvil Valkyrie is one of my favorite designs in the game. Honestly, as solo player I'm unlucky as hell, because the most badass looking ships in the game are multi-crew. I'm talking about the Valkyrie, which becomes somewhat useful in battle only with a bigger crew. I'm also talking about iconic Hammerhead, but this ship hasn't received any changes, so that's not the topic of this episode. 4.1 patch brings a change that could make us see the Valkyrie much more often in PU, because even a solo player will be able to use it to earn money, unfortunately not as combat pilot. And here it is, Anvil Valkyrie. This is in 4.0.2, and this is Anvil Valkyrie in 4.1. The only change I see here is in carrying capacity. We have here 90 SU on cargo grid, and this is great, because Anvil Valkyrie have pretty big cargo hold. It can transport couple of vehicles, is very good to transport something like medical Ursa, couple of smaller vehicles and so on and so forth, but in 4.0.2 have only 30 SU of cargo grid. In 4.1 this cargo grid is tripled, which give us opportunity to use Anvil Valkyrie as a medium cargo hauler. We have also here storage 4.5k micro SCU, so Anvil Valkyrie acquired storage lockers for your crew, which is great. It's such a expensive ship, almost 20 millions Alpha USC. This is another thing that prevent me from using this ship even for fun. But maybe someday, if I will be wealthy enough in the game and I will be bored enough, I will buy myself Anvil Valkyrie and use it as a solo cargo hauler. We will see. But for this price, it's better to buy something bigger, like for example Caterpillar, which have actually pretty nice change in 4.1. But I will cover this change in the future when I will have access to the PTU. So that's all if we're talking about Valkyrie. A very simple change, but very positive change in my opinion. So expensive ship need some love from CIG, especially that Valkyrie is not fast, is not maneuverable. Accelerations are pretty bad. This is a little bit weird for me because this ship have 4 big VTOL engines and 2 additional engines on the back and moves like almost like raft. Maybe this need to be changed, to be honest. But if we're talking about acceleration, the next ship have also very nice change in 4.1. Cutlass series, especially Cutlass Black and Cutlass Red, are some of my favorite ships that fit my playstyle perfectly. I love the design and functionality, and in patch 4.1, this line of ships will be even more functional. Alright, here we have Cutty Black in 4.0.2, and this is Cutty Black in 4.1. First difference I see here, little bit better HP for body and tail, 6000 in 4.0.2 and in 4.1 6,500. So Cutty Black is a little bit more tanky. Maybe not very tanky, but it's always something. But the biggest change I see here is accelerations. 7.4 main, retro 2.2, in 4.1 we have much more, 10.3 for main acceleration and for retro 3.8. Accelerations are very important for handling your ship, so I find it very useful change. It's also very important if you want to disengage or engage the battle. Also, upstrafe is better, not 6 Gs, but 8.2 in 4.1 patch. Downstrafe is little bit worse, but this is really very small change, and even side strafing is little bit better in 4.1 patch. I find these changes very good because Drake Cutlass Black is struggling right now in 4.0 if we want to fight even with AI, mainly because AI operated turrets are pretty deadly and better to use smaller and faster and more maneuverable ship to fight with targets like another Drake Corsair or even Valkyrie. Now I think Drake Cutlass Black will be little bit better if you want to do, for example, MRTs or HRTs with better accelerations. I see even a little bit, get out of here, I see even a little bit better SCM forward speed, 270 meters per second, in previous patch 250. It's not a big change, but it's again something. Maneuverability is the same as we see. Fuel, claim times Anything else is the same. Please tell me in the comments, what do you think about these changes? What do you want to see in the next videos? If we're talking about some features in upcoming 4.1 patch, I will post also another gameplay videos as well, so stay tuned. And if you like my videos and this channel overall, please consider subscribing. And if you want to be a fuel supplier to this channel, check out pinned comment. That's all for today. As always, thanks for watching, have a great day, and bye bye.